Powered by Riverside FM.
Sorry, it took me a minute there to find the intro song. Welcome,
So I was
everybody,
like,
to
I'll just do
Choey
it.
and Jandler's The Fun Time Super Terrific Happy Hour. Welcome, Choey.
Welcome, Jandler. You know what I think? You know what I think is funny is we
What?
don't. If we ever like let people behind the curtain and stuff like that, it probably still won't even show because it won't be recording yet. But that little double finger salute,
Uh-huh.
we just do it now just because whereas like before it was like to goof off, and now it's like we have
That
to
was
do it.
part,
It's part of the intro. It's
yeah,
part
it's
of the
part of
routine.
it. I think it was at least cool that when you and me, when we interviewed that guest, was it Dave or I can't remember that, that doctor? Good thing we weren't doing
Yeah.
it then because we just got used to it. Hey.
And he's like, "What? Why are you doing that?"
He's like, that's it.
We're
Hey,
all, come on, guys, get it with it.
hey, Choey. So, before you popped on, right? I just happened to look at our little Spotify thing, right? Dude, we got
Yeah.
4 new countries:
What?
Bangladesh, Israel, Republic of Lithuania, and Poland. Right? So, like here in Bangladesh, you could either say like Apnar Shastho Kimona Korea. Sorry, I pronounced that wrong. Or you could just say cheers. They say cheers there, right?
I was
Which is
like,
cool. Poland looks like they got it. There's this. It's Nazarovye. I think it's kind of like the Russian one.
isn't
It's
it?
very
It's almost
close.
like the Russian. It's almost
Yeah,
like the
very
Russian way.
well. They are very close to Russia. Um, Here in the Republic of Lithuania, it looks like it's I Sveikata. Translates to your health. I'm probably saying it wrong, but at least I can pronounce the Israel one. L'chaim.
The same.
Yeah, so at least that one's easy to do. I can't do the thing with your throat like you did. Like you get that
The
phlegm in there or
phlegm.
whatever.
L'chaim.
Yeah.
It's a bit. You got a bit of schmutz. You got, dude, that's
Sorry.
crazy. Like we're just blowing up.
Yeah.
At this rate, by the end of the Quattro season, or rolling into season Cinco, we
Mm-hmm.
might have the whole world.
We might have, dude. So my Echo Dot, by the way, subscribes to the 193 countries theory, and there were 2 others. I think it was Vatican. There's some like these city states. It's Vatican, and I forgot the last one. But I think there's 193 recognized UN nations.
And
So
how many are we at to now? Like we're 30 something now,
well, you
aren't we?
count the U.S. We're at 30. We got 29 plus us. So. But what I
Dang.
think is funny too is when you look at it, right? If you can see this, how these 0.01%, and actually we're less than
Well, I mean,
0.01%, which makes me, it's almost like someone stumbles across it, which I love, because we can say, hey, cheers or whatever, but they're probably like, these idiots, They're like,
this is
whatever.
all stupid. This
Yeah.
is all stupid. Some kids like listening is like, I like it, and they're like, put away your dang podcasts.
Yeah. It's like, go to bed. But no,
You
it's pretty
kid and
cool, though.
your social media and your podcasts.
I just think it's pretty cool again. So another top, so then, so.
Woohoo!
Like you said though, if we go on that trajectory, if we can get 4 countries every week, yeah, I think we'll get there. We'll get to
I
that
wonder if
193.
excuse me. I wonder if any podcasts are being listened to in every country around the world.
That's a good one. I'm sure, like maybe one of those big ones. Maybe. Yeah, well, I don't know about everyone, but I still say we're the best teacher podcast that releases on Fridays. In this demographic.
Like some weird like characteristic where you're like, we're the best teacher podcast. It releases on Fridays featuring 2 people
Yeah,
that
exactly.
they were friends in high school and have continued to be friends for 25 plus years.
Yeah, which
You're all,
in the
what?
northern hemisphere.
Above the 43rd parallel or whatever, like
Exactly.
and west of the something. It's
Yeah,
all.
you're
You're the
like
only one that's like that.
I defy you
Exactly.
to beat us there. Honestly, I do say when I talk to people, and even when I think about if I were to like promote it, what podcasts I listen to, they're nothing like us. We stand on our own in a lot of ways. We're so unique in everything.
Well, and to take people behind the curtain again, I think
Yeah.
one of the funny things that I laugh about every once in a while when I listen to like the episodes is the fact that like you come up with like an agenda and we don't get through half of it. Like we would be like the most unproductive
And
people
I
in the
hear you say
workplace.
that, and I think you got it. So you've been an admin too long. You forgot what it's like to be a sub, or to make sub plans. You got to prepare for times, right?
We're
Just in
just like
case.
rolling
Yeah,
over.
just in case. This is why, which is why last week I was like, okay, I got to get all this stuff out because this is like Chandler's story time because I've been holding on to it for months. But all right, here, let's jump into the holidays real quick.
Here are today's effing holidays.
All right, so this episode on August 22nd, it's National Tooth Fairy Day. Celebrate National Tooth Fairy Day with a sparkly surprise. Make this day extra special for your little one with a fun tooth fairy themed activity. I asked my current team of teachers, because a lot of them have some kids. I was like, "Hey, what's the tooth fairy running at?" Right, and they're talking about what we talked about like 2 years ago or something about the paper money and whatnot, like dollar, whatever. And then they brought up the story. I think you brought up before about the Modern Family when I guess he
Yeah.
accidentally put in like $100 bill instead of a dollar or whatever. And they're like, "Whoa, tooth fairy!"
Apparently the Tooth Fairy is giving out Apple gift cards now.
Yeah, exactly. It's also National Pecan Torte Day. Treat yourself to a delicious piece of pecan torte this National Pecan Torte Day. Indulge in sweet, nutty flavors and celebrate the day with joy.
That
Speaking
looks like
of
a pie though, right?
that's probably good. That's a good question. It's some kind of pie. I don't know what torte
It looks
is.
good.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna Google it right now.
You're like, can I DoorDash that?
Oh
Amazon,
my
like
goodness.
drop it off with a drone. Speaking of holidays, you know how and Facebook may hate me for this. But you know how they like data mine stuff, like where stuff just pops up on your Facebook because they think you
Yeah.
might like it. I think Facebook has realized, because of the podcast and because I look up the holidays and stuff. And I think a lot of time, I'm gonna guess Facebook listened to our Oktoberfest episode.
Mhm.
Did you know that there's because I keep seeing these tickets on sale. They're doing some Oktoberfest in San Antonio this year.
What?
Yeah, I was like, because they're like Razor Stein, Oktoberfest in San Antonio, and I was like, what? And I was like, that's pretty cool. San Antonio's moving on up there, right?
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know if this is gonna get us too crazy thing off or not, but I was hearing on the ESPN radio this morning.
Uh
They're
huh.
talking about how like the newly elected mayor is like trying to like squeeze the Spurs organization out of more money, and they're like, hopefully she doesn't make it to where they leave, and I'm like, she better not.
Are you hearing that
That,
too? Yeah, that would Virgin. Yeah, I've heard that a lot, man. The last couple of days, it's been turning, and it's like every time I leave school and come home, that's what they're talking about, and I'm like, oh, you know what I did think? Um, well, I feel like, in my opinion, I think she's trying not to be a pushover, and I think she's trying to show that she's not just gonna like she's gonna stand up for stuff, and that she maybe not really like thinking everything like through completely. But I tell you what, man, whatever mayor you are, you don't want to be known as the mayor like for us. But if it's any other city, you don't want to be known as the mayor that pushed some team out, or forced them to leave. Like
yeah, 'cause I'm
basically
sure.
to talk quick before we move on. They keep talking about the Oklahoma City Thunder, right? The Oklahoma City Thunder paying like 50 million. The team is for their new arena. The city's fronting like 90-95% of the rest. The Spurs want to front a billion, right? And I guess there's something because I've heard enough of it on the news. There's some legislation in the state where if you're like you can get money from the state to build like certain areas up for sports. Like the state of
Yeah,
Texas will give you money for that. So it's like I get the mayor may not want to do this because of some other problems in San Antonio, but what they keep saying on the radio is like, but she can't get that money and use it for something else. Like you have to use it for this. And if you don't want to do a deal with the Spurs, well then you don't get the money, and they probably leave. And then when they leave, hurts tourism and stuff like that. So it's like,
a lot. Because
yeah,
you
it's like
think
I,
bare
I really don't know
minimum,
what she's doing.
and they were
But
talking about the fact that apparently the Final Four is not coming back here unless we have upgraded facilities because apparently the dome no longer fits.
yeah.
So I was like,
So
dang.
and again that hurts money down there like with hotels and restaurants and bars, things like that. But all right, this is a school show. We educated people on something. Yeah, well, we talked Choey and Jandler. we'll teach you something. Just may not be what you want to know, but
Man,
you'll learn.
what you want to know or
Yeah.
care to know.
All right. Hey, jump in some headlines real quick.
It's time for this week's edition of Choey and Jandler's headlines. Yay! Hooray!
All right, 1 week down for me at my new school. I'm happy. But like I was telling you offline, it's like obviously it's an adjustment how different districts do different things, right? I'm not saying like one's good, one's bad. It's just if you used to doing something one way and then you gotta learn a new way, like I keep falling back on, well, that's not how we did it. Did you ever do that when you switched this? You're just like, well, that's not how we did it before. I'm not used to that. So
Yeah, a lot. I mean, that happens with every job. Like, it's like, oh, well, that's not how I've done it before, and they're like, well, that's how we do it. And you're like, well, I'm just saying.
yeah.
I'm
Well, I
just
don't say
saying.
it like that. Actually, just think about it. It's just like, I'm not like, because I'm not trying to be mean, but
You're
I
like,
tell
you
you,
guys suck.
dude. And this is it. I'm not making fun of our school because even my last school, we it was like, the first day of school, especially the first week. And you're an admin. You've been, well, you did elementary, middle, and high, so you've seen all
I
three
did.
levels. Um, that first week of school, especially, like you're trying to learn the ropes, the routines, right? Trying to teach the students that,
Mhm.
especially the young ones, it takes a little bit longer. But day one of transportation is always a hot mess in a lot of ways,
Crazy.
Yeah, and it's like I think our first day, it took us probably over an hour to get everybody else, right? And then so we meet. Say I've done it at my last school too, but we met that first day, and principal's talking to us, and then they're like, "Hey, give us ideas, give feedback, give suggestions." And so what we did, because I'm a dismissal room, right? The way that we have so many kids, we have almost 1,000 students, right? That they have like this one hallway, and it happens to be my hallway that I'm in, where we got these kids, and then they have like this spreadsheet pops up, and they're like, "Hey, we need number, car number, blah blah blah," right? And we got tags on all the kids, like it's all in their backpacks. We had to put it on the first day. Well, and so then we look at the screen, we're like, "Hey, get ready," and then we send them to where they got to go. So what we're doing now, because we
Like
didn't do this
like
the
like
first
an
day.
order like an order guy at McDonald's. Now
Yeah,
serving number go.
pretty much just like next we got number 59, but dude, we got like car 505. Dude, it sometimes it's you should see it. So you're like 505, and you're like one person will yell it, and then someone else will yell it. It's like five, like you hear someone, it's like this chain reaction. 505, 505, and then you're like out there like with your hands 505 in case they can't hear you. But that first day, um first, like they dismissed pre-K first and candidate like up through the grade levels, right? Well, what happened is the hallway got so full, us third grade teachers and first grade, we couldn't take our kids where they needed to go because we could barely walk. And so the hallway just got overloaded. So what we've come up with is what's been working is us first and third grade, we dismiss a little first, or we dismiss first, so we can send our kids, so we can take our kids where they gotta go, and then we go back to our room, and now it unclogs the hallway a lot, and so it's been working. But so, dude, it was just crazy. The first day, and it's still like it's better, but still, man, there's so many kids. It still takes like 30 minutes or whatever, 30, 40. It's just like
Yeah,
it's
well, I mean,
insane.
like you said, you got 1,000 kids. I bet y'all knock it down to about 15, 20. It'll probably be in your average here in a couple weeks.
Yeah, I mean that'll be good. That'll be ideal, but it's still that first week. So, um, hey, you talk. I think you talk about how I move stuff on. You're like making fun of Jandler's agenda or whatever. Dude, I put this on here. I highlighted. I don't know if you're looking at the slide, but
Oh
this is something that I have like I noticed over the summer. I probably noticed a while ago, but it hit.
gosh, I got
You know,
some. I can talk to you too about this when we're done too.
yeah, but you know how like you're in a training and I almost feel like it popped into my head yesterday or last week. I feel like sometimes some people just ramble on in trainings when you're in like a teacher training, like they're thinking, "Well, I got to keep talking," and they just keep talking and talking. And I'm just like, "You've said the point, all right? I get it. We get it. Let's move on." It's not like you have to talk for 2 hours. Yeah, it says you're here from 9 to 11, but you don't have to keep going. Obviously you noticed that, right? Where the people just keep rambling.
Dude, like, so I had to do an onboard or virtual like orientation last night, and it was scheduled for 3.5 hours from 5:30 to 9, and we got out 10 minutes early, and It is what it is. I wasn't listening the whole freaking time. I will admit, like, I was just kind of peeking in every once in a while to make sure, like, I was supposed to. Am I supposed to chime in and do something? No. Yes. Whatever. They had this lady. Like, we did icebreaker the first 15 minutes, and then they sent us to breakout rooms for our little department areas, and then we had to talk to each other and share something about ourselves. That took another 15. So the first 30 minutes was just crap icebreaker, and then they get this lady on here who's like higher up in the organization. They're like, she has a very inspirational story that's going to tie into this. We're like, great. And she talked 20 minutes, Jandler, 20 minutes. And they opened it with, I want to talk to you about the starfish and this poem about the starfish. And she didn't read the poem about the starfish. She just opened with it and said, we're going to talk about it. And it really ties in. And she told us her whole life story. How, like, she defected from Cuba and her dad was left behind, but it was her and mom. She grew up in a single parent household, and she went to college and met a guy, and they had a bunch of kids, and then he divorced her, and she was a single mom with a bunch of kids, and she still went to college and got her degrees and all this stuff. And the moral of her story.
Are you going to tell us
she
the
tells
20
us. No. And she didn't deliver it like that either. Like, it wasn't quicker. It was, and then I thought I had my Prince Charming, but it turned out he wasn't my Prince Charming, and we got divorced. And so it was like the crappiest, like Mother Goose and like story ever. And at the end, she's like, and I say all this because I want you to know, the students in your class, for some of them, that'll be the safest place they have in their life, but for others, it will be the scariest one. And I was like, I want to come off of mute and be like, do you know what a moral of a story is? It's not like a contradictory statement. Like, what's wrong with you?
Did you raise your hand at one point? You're like, where is the starfish?
Where's the starfish? And then we never circle back to the starfish. Like, she never finished it up. It was like, and like the poem of the starfish. But no, we just never came back. So it was like a cliffhanger. And I was like, what? Where's the starfish got to do?
Yeah, I guess
that's not the moral of the story.
I was guessing. I know this because it's tattooed on my arm. A starfish is a symbol of regeneration. So I'm guessing that's what she was talking about. Like, you're up, you get knocked down, you regenerate.
But you
got to cycle back to it. You got to tie it in with a bow.
It was just one of those, like, and then, like, when she's like, in the moral of the story, the reason I'm telling you this, and she tells, like, that's like one of those, like, sometimes soup is good served hot, but it can also be good cold. You're like, wait, what? That's not a moral at all.
Your delivery reminds me of Homer Simpson. It's just like, that's how she was talking.
That is how she was talking, though. To her, also, I'm like, like, you're not pausing for dramatic effect. Like, you lost a bunch of people. My camera's off, so was a bunch of other people's cameras. But the people that are on there, like, even some were like this with this, like, you could tell in their face that they're like, what?
It finally popped in my head when I was thinking about home. It's like, and that was called the bus that couldn't slow down.
Yeah, and that was like, and so she finally was finished, and they're like, "Thank you so much for sharing and being vulnerable." And I'm like, "Well, first off, like, it was planned. It wasn't like she just like was like, I have something to share. Like, y'all planned for her to talk."
Yeah.
And then she shares this, and it makes no sense.
That reminds me of something too. It's always funny you do those trainings and those people, they thank you for coming, and you want to be like, well, I didn't choose to. I had to be here.
Yeah.
So like, I was like, hey, it's so and so. I'm going to his speech. And I'm just like, I got to be here. It is what it is.
And also two freaking times. And had they done the breaks, we would have finished after 9 o'clock. But there was 2 times where, like, in the slide presentation, it comes up and says 5-minute break. And I kid you not, these people that were delivering this were like, all right, so it says 5-minute break, but how does everybody feel? Like, do we feel like we just want to push on? Yeah, good. All right, let's go. And I'm like, you didn't even give us an opportunity to say no. And there was one person that popped up in the chat that was like, yeah, let's take a break. And they just kept rolling.
They're like, no, screw this person.
I was like, yeah, they're like, sucks to be you. I'm in control of the presentation. Here we go.
Dude, you're gonna laugh at me here because I'm already thinking one thing I got planned. We'll just move to episode 3 because see what goes on is you and I we start talking about something. I say, hey, if I thought that ramble story, I didn't realize it would do what it did, right?
Yeah.
which is good. It creates conversation. But it reminds me of this other thing I'd put on my phone one time before. So there was a day during training before school started, right? Like a couple weeks ago, where maybe I think my back was hurting me. I was feeling a little crabby just because my back was bothering me, and I thought we were done. And people just kept asking questions, right? They kept asking questions, so I'm just, and it reminded me, and we've talked about it before. Remember Question Girl in UTSA where we thought we were done, and she'd always have like a million questions. And we're like, we're trying to get out of here, and then like it's like you want to be like, anyone got a question? Good, let's go. But no, someone's like, I got a question. And then sometimes the questions really have nothing, they pertain to nothing what we're talking about.
It's specifically
Yes,
for
them.
them and them alone. And even the teacher's like, what?
Yeah, and it's
What?
just like it is funny though. It's teachers teachers is just like a it's like we're like our own classroom, if you will. You know what I mean? You got those
Mhm.
teachers that are like the hardworking students, right? Just like the students. And you got those other teachers that are kind of like the silly ones or the lazy ones, right? I mean, you don't really have like the behavior people, but they're all over the place. You got some that are just
No,
trying to get by,
you
but
do. You have the behavior ones because they're the ones that are sending the kids up to this office for
oh,
referrals for jacking around in class. And in the meetings, they're the ones doing the same thing. They're on their phone or they're doing that on their laptop. And even when somebody's like, let's all make sure that we agree, no electronics, so we can be focused. And they're all, and you're all, pay attention. This is for you. This isn't for us. This is for you.
dude, I did the and we're this is gonna the last thing I'll say before we take our little break. But I did the thing. I've done it before, and I can't remember if I've told you this. So if I haven't, it's new. And if I told you, dude, I apologize. But I'll get up there with the kids. I've already done it this week. And I'm like, look, guys, I'm not up here for me. I know how to do math. I'm not practicing it. I'm here to teach you. I was doing it I was at my spill of the first day. But I was like, I'm up here to teach, and you're up here as best as I can to help you as best as I can. And you're up here to learn. But like, I want you to understand, I'm not taking the third grade star. You know, I'm just up here demonstrating stuff. But all right, you want to jump into the break, then come back? I got a funny story, and then we're gonna get to ask a principal. Is that cool with you? Right here,
Sounds good.
right here.
Oh, I don't get the thumbs up. It's not reacting.
Oh, here it is. Yeah,
Oh,
you're not on your phone, or what? Are you? Wasn't that your phone or your iPod that did that, or
I
iPad?
don't know. I think it's my
iPod.
phone. I'm on my laptop. I figured it would do it on everything.
No, that's cool. Hey, no offense to the Republic of Lithuania, Poland, Israel, and Bangladesh, but obviously I haven't updated the song yet, and probably gonna wait at least till half the season before I do it. But so we'll just keep shouting them out. But dude, the
Run a
song's gonna
budget,
get a
people.
lot longer. Song's gonna get a lot longer.
We say prost, Gumby, cheers mate, and cheers mate again, or simply cheers. Sometimes it's all toss Santa, other times it's cheers you effing hoser, you effing hoser. We also say sawday, salute saluti, or tagay, skull. Let's all say Nazdarovia in the Russian way. In Vietnam we shout out yo, Walugi Wawa makes South Africa glow. In Portugal
Stop.
it's a solid soul, in Batmo Ukraine's here to stay. In Thailand we clink and shout out Sean, then back to the bar till the liquor's gone. For Jamaica it's a loud jamon, no matter the place we drink till dawn. In India we say cheers, or body hole. Hungary says he just did it, don't go too slow. New Caledonia joins in with a boat, let it flow. In Taiwan we shout out Ganbei, and Singapore says Yam Sing all the way. Cheers, cheers around the world.
Dude, it hiccuped on my side for that. Like I don't know if I froze or whatever, but I'll fix that when I edit it. But dude, I love the song, but I'm just like, it's almost to the point where when we play that song, people can you can run to the bathroom. You're like, I'll be back. You know,
If you play the whole thing, they could go make a sandwich and go to the restroom.
well, that
5
too,
minutes
yeah.
and 10 seconds.
Yeah, well, I mean, I like the version. It's I like extending it, but I didn't plan to extend it that long. AI, but cool. Hey, here's a little Morgan.
Hi there. I'm here to help Choey and Jandler to read an advertisement for buyblacket.com. Please shop buyblacket.com. Are you looking for unique gifts at unbeatable prices? Then look no further. Buyblacket.com has quality merchandise for everyone on your list, from gifts for cat and dog lovers to American fans, beer enthusiasts, and even Jesus lovers. As for teachers, we didn't forget about you. Please don't miss our funny attire to brighten up your classroom. So bring a smile to your loved ones' faces and shop buyblacket.com today. Tell them Choey and Jandler sent you.
Hi there, Ryan Reynolds here on behalf of my friends Choey and Jandler. You may know me from movies where I either save the world or ruin Thanksgiving. But today, folks, I'm not here to sell you cologne, crypto, or questionable NFTs. I'm actually here to tell you about Fish.audio. This isn't really me talking right now. This is my voice, made by Fish.audio, which frankly is terrifying. It sounds exactly like me, and trust me, I've heard my voice in 87 trailers. This is better. Whether you're a podcaster with a potato microphone, a game developer building an army of space dolphins, or just lonely and want a perfect Morgan Freeman to read your grocery list out loud to you, Fish.audio has you covered. Fish.audio is easily one of the best voice generation platforms I have ever used, which is saying something, because I've done voiceover for a toothpaste brand in 4 languages I don't even speak. And speaking of that, Fish.audio is cross-lingual, which means it supports 13 different languages. Their amazing program also allows you to clone voices. Fish.audio make your voice legendary, or at least make my voice say weird things. I legally can't stop you either way.
That kind of reminds me. So I was talking to one of my vice principals the other day, right, dude? I'm learning a lot with AI, like Brisk AI and Canva AI and stuff, right? Some cool stuff. And I was telling him how I use Chat GPT a lot when I'm doing Joey and Jandler stuff, right? And I've done it enough to where it's learned who Choey and Jandler is, and I was telling him that, and he's kind of laughing, and I was so like, I said that and he didn't ask why I was doing it. I was like, oh, more for fun, but I was like, getting ideas when I like write books, or with me and my buddy were trying to write a book, and so we're getting ideas and things like that, and so it's just crazy, right? It's just crazy, but
I'm just glad that AIs eventually realized that Choey's not a girl.
what? So I will. I've had to explicitly explain. Hey, Choey is a boy squirrel with a beard, not a dress. Just kidding. But that's help. That Y doesn't mean what you think it means. All right, hey, breaking news, dude. I found this. I think this happened at some point last school year, right? But I happened to find this online. There was an elementary school in Washington, right, called Golf Elementary, that went into lockdown after someone reported what they believed was a mountain lion near the school. Turns out that mountain lion just happened to be a really fat kitty cat. Can you believe that?
Some people did, yeah. But it just shows that some people are stupid. You
It's
can't.
like, how do you not know that's not a mountain
I don't
lion?
know, like, I'm like, what kind of, like, how fat was this cat that you thought it was a freaking mountain lion coming to, you're like, oh, run.
The AI overview. Oh, it was November 2023, so about almost 2 years ago. But it just says the mountain lion turned out to be a large house cat that was eating a rat. It's just like, I mean, you laugh. At least they went into a safe mode, right? They weren't like, oh, let the kids go play with it. I applaud that, but I'm just like, I had no problem going to lockdown. But then when I heard what it was, I was like, how do y'all not know? How could you not tell that? Oh well.
Just, I don't know. Some people's brain. I don't know, man. Me and you've had enough conversations. There's adults out there that you're kind of like, oh, like if Darwinism was like a true on thing, like 100% of the time, like you wouldn't be around anymore.
But, all right, dude. So like I said, we're gonna save TripAdvisor till next week, but I want to go into the askable principal part. Okay.
Real good, real quick. Just because we touched on it, we didn't finish on it.
Uh-huh.
The Oktoberfest this year is on September 19th to the 21st in La Villita district. So it's
Okay.
that.
So you
just
looked
we
it up.
got it.
The
I think-
21st
dude,
of
I'm excited.
the 21st of October, right?
19th to the 21st of September. October 1st starts.
Oh, it's just a
like,
weekend.
before-
Oh, it's just
Yeah.
that. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. No, Oktoberfest starts before October, but I was just like 3 days. Oh, that's right. That's just that weekend or whatever. That celebration
Yeah.
here, but no, it sounds cool. No, but so we're gonna go ask a principal, Choey. So, what's the deal with accounting?
What's the deal?
Why don't you express all your frustration with that course you took?
I don't really see how this ties to me being a principal exactly, but I'll go with it. Dude, I don't know. I kind of already rambled a little. And you know what? Like, we hate that people train rambles, but like our stuff we ramble about as well. Like, accounting's crazy. And like the thing is, like, even like there was the restaurant I kind of work at part time. Like, one of the
Yeah.
managers has an accounting degree. Like, his bachelor's is in accounting, and he's like, yeah, it's a whole different mindset, and it freaking is. Like I told you, like, you think credit card, you think swipe a credit, and then you're like owing money. But in credits, it means like you're getting money, and debits, or no, I think I got it backwards actually. Yeah, credit is taking away money, debits is adding money to it. Whereas if you have a debit card and you swipe the debit card, it's taking money out of your account.
Yeah.
But when you have a debit in accounting, it means you're gaining money. And it just makes me think about the fact that, like, people just make things harder than it is just to come up with your own lingo, so that way nobody else can understand what the heck you're saying. So that way it takes a degree in order to get it. Because you think about stuff like that, it's like, what? No. Like, why
Reminded
don't you
me of
speak
that.
language like everybody else?
Like that guy on was it Instagram or his Instagram, he makes the little videos about like the English language, and he's like, no.
He's
No.
like, no. Why would you? What makes you say that?
But,
what do you mean? What's making you say that? Your logic makes me say that.
You know what's kind of funny? So you sent me one of those videos, and now like again the data mining, like it'll pop up. It's like they know I watched one, so I'll see another one. And I'm just like,
That guy's
So it's
hilarious.
like-
And he's got some.
it is hilarious because he's like, it's bone. He's like, okay, then you take away the B and you put a D there. What is it? Don't? No, it's done. Duh.
He's like, why would you say that?
Yeah.
He does some stuff too. He's got like some other ones. I went to his like TikTok page or Instagram. I don't know which one he was on that I followed him on, like, stuff. But he's got stuff where he's like making fun of like how like people come up with like the concept for their business.
Yeah.
And so like he did one where there was gosh, and I can't remember because like the latest one I watched was Panera Bread. And he's like talking about Panera, and he's like, guys, I love that we're getting here with Panera, and blah blah blah. What else should we sell? And like his other characters all bread. And they're like, okay, well maybe what else should we do? He's like, we'll just do different kinds of bread. And the guy's like, I love it. And the other one's all, no, what? And he's like, what? And he goes, what should we call it? And he's like, how about we call it Panera Bread? And he's like, I love it. Let's do it.
Meeting adjourned, right?
Yeah, he does some stupid like. What was the one that? And I've gone to it before with the wifey. It's not Home Goods, but it's the one that's attached to Home Goods. TJ Maxx, I think.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I think it is. Where
Probably
he
wrong.
makes fun of. He's like creating TJ Maxx, and he's like, oh, what we'll do is we'll have the checkout line, and we'll put a bunch of stuff, random stuff that doesn't belong next to each other in the checkout line. Should we do a checkout line straight? No, we'll wind it. He's like, but how are we going to make sure that people look at this random stuff? And he's like, one checker. And they're like, love it, go with it. And I'm like, it's true, because you go there and there's one person checking out like 50 people in line, and like in line there'll be like a bag of coffee, some caramels, like a hair straightener, and you're like, what?
I think I may have seen that. You're right. It's his delivery. It's the same thing. Like, one of the reasons I love Dave Chappelle is not that he's not funny, but like it's his voice and his delivery. So I guess that's the science to being like good comedians. Isn't what you say, but it's like how you say it,
But yeah, I watched the other day when he was doing like the top 4 presidential addresses or whatever. When he's like, "Oh, okay, you don't like what I say? How about you sanction me? Sanction me with your army." Well, that's right. You don't have an army. How about you shut the f up? That's right. Shut the f up.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
and I like
good
the one you sent me right before we started tonight. Can't really comment on it. I don't want to be too controversial.
Oh, yeah.
That was a good one. It's like, what is even in that? What is that? I don't trust you.
Exactly. And I like how they put that on the. We can't really. Like you said, we can't really comment on it, but I like how they put that symbol on other stuff, and he was talking about. I was like, I don't know if we can trust that now. But if anyone's listening, they're like, what happened here? There's
Don't
no
worry about it,
sense. But
Like, don't.
you want to take us, Choey? Choey, one more. Hey, you notice how when you do your intro, when you do the lead-in, you know how you've come up with that DX style intro that you've I was gonna say corrupted,
Yeah.
but you've crafted, right? I noticed when I was doing the clip shows that every time we do every time we do the TripAdvisor, I just kind of subconsciously started doing that. I was like, "Hey, Choey, warm up your vocal cords." That was like my lead-in with the music. So, Choey, warm up your vocal cords, sir. You're going to take us to Hungary, and
Do you
just
have
so
the-
you know, I did think. Can you see it? I'll project my screen.
Yeah, no, I was trying to go if I can find it, so I was like, no, go back.
Yeah, it's slide 15. I'll go bigger.
Go bigger
So
or
I
go
did
home.
something a little different here for season 4, exactly, right? Go big or go home. But I used ChatGPT to help me get this, right? So they're little one-liners to go with the facts. Kind of like, so can you see the bottom, or do I need to exit out?
Oh, so I gotta. Well, if you want to scroll it just a little bit, you're gonna have to cut off your wavy flag.
Oh, hey, how about this? Can you see that, or is that too small?
Oh, I can see it. I can see it real good.
All right, take
I
us away,
can see
Choey.
it real good. I don't have an
I can
accent.
see it
Oh, no,
coming.
that's
I can see it in the air tonight, right?
I can see it coming in the air. All
There we go.
along.
All right, Choey, we're going hungry now.
All right. The name Hungary doesn't mean they're hungry, but if you visit Budapest and smell fresh
Guessing
longos, is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Deep fried dough with cheese and sour cream, you will be. Actually, does sound good too. Budapest has more thermal baths than most people have showers. I don't get what that means. Seriously,
yeah,
you could soak in history and also someone's grandpa. Ew.
They're like
Oh,
bathhouses.
okay. I get the bathhouse. I was like, how do they have more baths than showers? Like, that doesn't even make no sense. Okay. And now I'm picturing like some old man just chilling with nothing on. Gross.
With a towel or no towel.
I know, it's like, oh, it's all saggy and wrinkly skin.
He's getting his spritz on, you know? Or
Paprika is basically a religion. You thought it was just a spice? No, it's the national identity. They invented the Rubik's Cube, bastards. I hate that thing. And no, you still can't solve it without peeling the stickers. Wine is older than your family tree here. Hungarians have been making wine since Roman times, which means the hangovers are historic too. But they have a bridge guarded by stone lions. Fun fact, the lions on Budapest chain bridge do have tongues. You just can't see them unless you're weirdly close. Isn't like kissing them on the lips, I guess. And last but not least, Hungary loves festivals. Wine festivals, music festivals, sausage festivals. If it exists, they'll throw a party for it.
Dude,
Get some of
people
them
in the
wine and
90s are like-
sausage festivals.
yeah, I'll say people in the 90s and early 2000s were like, sausage festivals? What?
Sausage festivals.
Festivals, right?
Festivals.
Yeah.
Yes, ladies and
Thanks,
gentlemen, we're in our mid 40s.
We never grow up, right? Never grow.
Never grow up, never mature. All right, it's never give up, never surrender. But same thing.
Yeah. Say yeah. I no. I was I got one student in my class who's left-handed, right? And I remember I was talking
Woohoo!
to his mom, and I was just like, hey, when I was like my best friend from high school, he's left-handed, and then I got another student who's colorblind, right? And so and he's been pretty. They've all both been pretty cool. The colorblind kid, I was told like, and it makes sense, right? So you tell me this. I know we're kind of still riffing before we pull the plug. Obviously, when you were younger, you didn't like being told, "Hey, go stand on the blue line" or whatever, right? Doesn't that was that like
There
frustrate
was
you?
for me because I'm like red green mostly and like a little bit of blue yellow. So
Yeah,
like it's those when you would start having like the intermediary type stuff. So it's like if you were just like those three basics, like and
yeah,
even like the like red, yellow, green, blue, like just the basic colors, those are
yeah.
easy. It's like when you start like kind of transitioning from like the like those intermediary ones in between like the
Oh, okay.
then it's like oh so you're like okay you got like blues and you got purples in there and it's like well get this shade of and I'm like I don't know.
Cause we got like these, we got lines on the hallway, right? And somebody like you want to be like, "Hey, walk on the green line or walk on the blue line or whatever," right? And I'm trying to be like, "Hey, walk on the outside line," because I was told like, and it makes sense, right? He gets frustrated if I'm like, "Hey, go." I guess in the past, that's what they say. The counselor was saying, "Hey, he doesn't like being told go do this on that color because it's gonna throw him off." And so I was like, "Okay." So, but no,
He
it's
just
kind
has
of
to
funny
start.
because it's funny, not haha funny, but it's funny to me. That's like I got two kids that I'm like, "Hey, that's Choey, and that's Choey."
So like left-handed, colorblind, together they
Yeah.
form the Choenator.
Exactly. And then and then I was telling I think as I was thinking about it, I was like, yeah, if I had this conversation with teachers, they'd probably be like, and did you make fun of him? Well, yeah, he's my best friend. It's like, of course I make fun. That's what guys do. It's like
You're like,
now I'm
yeah,
not
at
gonna make fun of the
first,
student, but I was like, yeah, I'll make fun of Joey. Joey,
it's
what
like
color is
well,
this?
people are like, oh, what did you do? I'm like, well, first I made fun of him, and then I helped. I'm
Yeah,
not a
exactly.
heartless person. I was like, but you have to laugh first. It
Yeah,
makes it
like
feel better,
yeah.
and if it doesn't
First I
make them
fell
feel
out of
better, then they gotta be so. Why do they gotta be so sensitive?
first I fell out of my chair laughing, gave him a wedgie, and then then we hugged it out. But that's what I don't like. I don't think women understand that, right, dude? By the way, I think like I think this. I'm gonna say the stat. Have you ever heard this that most stats are made up on the spot?
Yeah,
Like 69% of stats are made up on the spot. As I make it up right now. Um, I've been saying for the longest time I felt like 90% of elementary teachers were like women, but maybe it's not that quite that high. But I think it's somewhere between I bet 86 to 88%. And I'm working on a team of 7, really 8 when you count my collab partner, and I'm one dude, right? So I mean that's like it's 86 plus percent. There's that plus.
oh
Take
yeah.
that plus out. But
Oh, took him behind the curtain in the reference. You brought it
but
back in. You brought in the starfish.
I did. We circled back around. You always got to connect it, Joey.
That's how you make the jokes. You circle back and you spiral and you finish it off. You
It's a
finish it off
terrible
strong.
lesson if you don't connect it. But you want to do the socials real quick, or did you forget?
Yes, I will do that for you, sir. So, ladies and gentlemen, you can find us on social media on Facebook, X. What's it? Facebook, X,
YouTube.
Inst-
Well, YouTube's different.
YouTube.
Here, let me
I
just
don't like
pull it up.
which ones. I don't want to mix
You,
them up
you
because
forgot. All right. X, TikTok are at Choey and Jan. Threads and Insta are at Choey and Jan2. See, by the way, it's Choey and Jan, Choey, the letter N, and then Jan, as in Jan. And then, like I said, Choey and Jan2, Choey, the letter N, Jan. 2 is Too. And then, with all apologies, Choey, it's just because I set it up. Our Facebook is Jandler Bing, and our YouTube is at Jandler Bing 969. So,
more more Facebook, Mr. Jandler.
or if you just look up, I still think it's pretty cool. If you start looking up the fun time, you find it's pretty quick.
Really?
We've trended
That's cool.
well. I feel you find us pretty quick. It used to be if you looked up Joey and Chandler, it'd take you to like Joey and Chandler on Friends, but now you
Yeah.
can kind of see us on Joey and Chandler. Like, oh, there it is. So, all
Sweet.
right, should we pull the plug?
Pull it.